Stop what you are doing, chosen ones. A spiritual shockwave has just been unleashed from the sky, and your wonderful news has left some individuals immobilized with terror that has rattled them to their core. Every person, thing, or power that has ever sought to stop your blessings has officially lost. If you've recently received glimmers of good news while also witnessing individuals behaving strangely, keeping their distance, being unusually quiet, or outright avoiding you, know that this is not a coincidence. You have just received a clear and unequivocal indication from the cosmos that any effort to obstruct, sabotage, or derail your destiny has failed tragically. Some of these people are genuinely quivering with primitive dread because your recent wins, no matter how little they may seem to you, have scared them. They know what it implies. Divine justice is now being administered, not in secret, but in plain sight for everyone to witness. This is your opportunity, chosen one, to ascend to a whole new level of spiritual power, authority, and influence. A huge statement has been made in the skies about you, and a precise, frightening warning has been delivered to your adversaries. Take care, or suffer irreversible material and spiritual loss. However, let's be clear, this is not about you losing anything. This is about people who collaborated against you eventually getting a wake-up call that was so loud and clear that they couldn't ignore it. Spirit is exposing a divine chain reaction that will have a profound influence not just on your life, but also on everyone who naively believed they could control your destiny for their own advantage. These individuals are frightened right now as you read this. Their whole world is being flipped upside down. They might have been planning to steal someone's money, sabotaging your foundation, profession, or perhaps the whole structure of your existence. Now they're rushing, feverishly attempting to discover resources they don't have, as if their very life depended on it. Because, to be honest, it may. Their energy is saturated with desperation. Some of these folks are under spiritual and financial pressure, obliged to pay bills they cannot afford. They are terrified of unpaid bills, money owed to dangerous individuals, or terrible repercussions that are closing in on them at breakneck speed. There is a frenzied, chaotic aura about them, like someone feverishly looking for answers, but coming up empty every time. The cosmos has purposefully put them in a corner, forcing them to face the full, horrible repercussions of how they treated you. Whether it was a jealous colleague, a toxic family member, an obsessive ex who couldn't let you go, or just quiet detractors monitoring your every move from the sidelines, the tables have not merely turned. They have been forcefully flipped over by supernatural intervention. Their terror is genuine, and it is just the beginning. They've been working against you in ways that go beyond petty drama and random nastiness. These were planned, deliberate spiritual and physical assaults against the pillars of your existence. Your work, your relationships, your financial security, and the fundamental basis of your life. They wanted to see you devastated, impoverished, and alone. However, none of it worked. The underlying explanation for this is because you are divinely protected, guarded by an angelic legion whose sheer existence assures that every assault, curse, and ill intention directed at you is only momentary. While these folks sat back, rubbing their hands together, waiting for your demise, expecting you to break into a million pieces, you accomplished the complete opposite. Not only did you escape their attack, but you started to flourish in the exact ashes they attempted to bury you in. The protective energy field around you is so powerful and bright that every assault they fired was absorbed, multiplied, and returned to the sender with karmic velocity that is now shattering their whole reality. These weren't simply surface-level shots. They started a full-fledged war against your life. They tried to stymie your progress by spreading deceptive falsehoods to your superiors, ruining your work, and wishing for the day you'd leave your job. They targeted your romantic life by whispering poison into your lover's ears, organizing breakups, and casting spells to prevent you from ever discovering pure, holy love. And they went for your house, your refuge, attempting to disturb your tranquility and undermine your feeling of security. It was an all-out attack on every important aspect of your existence. But the angels didn't stop working. Your heavenly guards have been diverting curses, neutralizing ill intentions, and destroying concealed attacks. They weren't simply preventing these attacks. They were methodically reversing them with treble the ferocity. That is exactly why people who planned against you are in such terror right now. Some are even having complete breakdowns, overwhelmed with regret and sending out desperate, tear-soaked apologies into the ether, crying, "I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to block your blessings or interfere with your divine path." But chosen ones, you must understand that at this point, even God isn't interested in their explanations. The heavenly emphasis has switched fully to you, since, while turmoil and devastation whirl about them like a cyclone, you are finally, definitively entering a new chapter of unwavering stability and tremendous power. You are creating something precious and significant, and every aspect of your life is starting to come into place. The days of feeling like everything was going wrong at the same time, caught up in a never-ending whirlwind of disaster, are now over. You are now firmly rooted in a strong new foundation that cannot be shaken, a spiritual bedrock built on your tears, resilience, and steadfast faith. You are going to receive an incredible realization. Even when you were surrounded by turmoil and seemed like the whole world was against you, you were still precisely where you needed to be. Every time when nothing appeared to be going right, the world was expertly directing you in the proper direction. It was removing people, places, and events that had no place in the next magnificent chapter of your life. What seemed like crushing losses were really heavenly preparations for the greatest spectacular comeback your planet has ever seen. Every door that was slammed in your face was only making way for larger, better, more aligned chances. Every individual that stepped away made room for stronger, more helpful, and spiritually elevated connections to emerge. Because you were living in the storm at the time, you couldn't understand the divine purpose inside it. However, the broader picture is now coming into stunning, high-definition focus. As more heavenly attention is brought to the demise of those who attempted to harm you, your own energy, your own light, starts to radiate with an excruciating intensity. Your wonderful news, celebrations, and moments of pure delight are now so bright that it is almost painful for others to see. Perhaps you recently received a promotion at work, shared a photo from a dream vacation, or are simply living your best life, looking great, feeling even better, making positive announcements, treating yourself to luxuries, or exuding a newfound confidence that makes it clear you are winning. Whatever your triumph is, they can't handle it. Someone is genuinely on the point of a mental and emotional collapse because they are forced to watch you climb in real time beyond everything they tried to keep you down. They see your power, happiness, and success and can't understand how you got past the numerous traps they built for you. They'd entirely written you off. They felt you were finished for good, counted you out, and may have even boasted to others about your alleged demise. They all chuckled, thinking that your world was breaking apart for good. Instead of dropping, you rose higher, stronger, and more luminous than ever before, like a glorious phoenix erupting from the flames they had sparked. And now that you've not only recovered, but thrived, they're losing their minds. Someone is absolutely losing it, suffering from a full-fledged mental breakdown because they are unable to accept the harsh fact that all of their assaults on you not only failed, but actually made you stronger. The cosmos has a fascinating and lovely way of transforming every weapon aimed at you into a gift for your path. God has brilliantly converted what was intended to hurt you into something beneficial. Each obstacle has strengthened your spiritual fortitude, leaving you smarter, more resilient, and divinely protected than ever before. You are not the same person who began this adventure. You've developed, updated, and altered in ways your adversaries never expected. Pay careful attention if you've been dealing with endless drama and sabotage at work. Your managers and the human resources department are already aware of the situation. They aren't blind. They've seen these pathologically jealous colleagues attempt to undermine you, submit fake complaints against you, and spread nasty falsehoods about your work ethic and character. But now, all of those pitiful efforts are absolutely failing. You are divinely protected in your employment, therefore their attempts cannot harm you. Management has identified a pattern of harassment. They understand who the true issue is. Behind the scenes, they've been discreetly examining and recording everything. You are renowned as a great employee, someone who delivers high-quality work, keeps focused on their job, and maintains a professional demeanor despite the pandemonium around them. You are not the issue, and anybody with eyes to see understands your great worth. Meanwhile, those who engage in petty office politics and seek to undermine you are in serious danger. Someone is going to be summoned to a meeting with the higher-ups, and they are afraid because they realize their deeds have finally caught up with them. They crossed a significant line, and now responsibility is coming for them quickly and without mercy. A little pause, chosen family. If this message speaks directly to your soul, and you feel compelled to support this important effort, we ask you to join us. You may make a $10 gift using the Super Thanks button directly below this video, which will allow us to continue making and disseminating these messages of truth and empowerment. To let us know you're joining us on this adventure, leave the number 888 in the comments, which represents unlimited protection, abundance, and divine harmony. Now, let us proceed with the discovery. The inquiry has finally been completed, and you have been proven fully and absolutely innocent of every single claim leveled against you. Not only have you been cleared of any wrongdoing, but you are going to be publicly acknowledged and richly compensated for your patience, fortitude, and steadfast professionalism during this excruciating journey. A substantial increase, a huge promotion, or an unexpected and distinguished kind of recognition is on its way, and it will surprise everyone who believed you were done. Your employment, which previously seemed like a never-ending conflict, is going to convert into a truly safe haven, a source of tremendous prosperity, and a strong platform for your continuing success. While your adversaries are being brought out by security, humiliated and vanquished, you will be summoned to meetings to explore fresh promotion chances and future growth within the organization. The dramatic contrast between your voyage and theirs will be difficult to overlook. It will stand as a live, breathing example of how heavenly protection and steadfast integrity always triumph in the end. But I need you to pay even more attention, because what is going to happen is a lot more intense than it seems on the surface. This was more than simply petty workplace rivalry or random envy. Someone really took a large sum of money to arrange these assaults on you. Let it settle in for a moment. Your demise was deemed so important to someone that someone was paid to pursue your job, relationships, peace of mind, and stability. There were genuine meetings, agreements made, and tactics methodically planned with the explicit purpose of slowly tearing down what you had worked so hard to achieve. However, in their devious attempts to kill you, they ended up ruining themselves. They failed so badly that they are unable to repay the evil powers that hired them, resulting in some very perilous and explosive circumstances for them. When you owe money to individuals who work in the shadows and demand results, and you fail to provide, the tables swiftly turn and things collapse in ways no one could have predicted. Meanwhile, you're entering a season of extraordinary, boundless riches. You'll soon be able to purchase the home you've always wanted, the automobile you've always wanted, and live with the financial stability and independence you believed were impossible to achieve. This is no longer simply about getting by and paying your expenses. This is about creating the life of your greatest aspirations, breaking free from every constraint that has ever held you back. You are going to go through a total financial revolution, uncovering prospects that will feel like gold after years of feeling limited, set back, and boxed in. You are entering a time with no restrictions, spending freely, investing well, and enjoying a life that will cause others to stop and take note and wonder. Spirit is prepared to give you a valuable, life-changing gift. It might be a dream job that doubles or even triples your income, an investment that outperforms your wildest expectations, or even an unexpected bequest or court settlement that alters your financial situation overnight. And as your life takes a dramatic, spectacular turn for the better, your adversary's fates are spinning in the other way. The cosmos is now administering some severe cosmic retribution, and those who attempted to harm you will face nothing short of horrible consequences. What you are seeing is biblical victory, a comeback in which you return not just whole, but victorious, with your opponent's figurative heads on your sword. This is divine vengeance at its most powerful, sending a clear and unambiguous message to everyone that you are under God's ultimate protection and that anybody who tries to oppose you will be dealt with appropriately. Each individual who engaged in the scheme to bring you down is now facing serious repercussions for their conduct. Some people are losing their jobs, their sanity, and much more. The cosmos is making a public example of each and every one of them, demonstrating once and for all that you cannot condemn what has been divinely gifted. What you are experiencing right now goes well beyond regular karma, which accumulates over time. This is fast, obvious, and life-changing divine justice. The results are occurring so rapidly and forcefully that many who opposed you are left astonished and perplexed. Some are going to face a fallout that will affect not just them, but also their whole families. Jobs are being lost. Homes are being foreclosed on. Relationships are crumbling under the weight of their deception. Reputations are crumbling into rubble. Their health is inexplicably deteriorating, and their peace of mind has vanished totally. For those who attempted to undermine your life, the turmoil they once created in your world has returned 100-fold, and it has now consumed every element of their lives. However, it is crucial that you grasp the underlying cause for the overwhelming power of this protection surrounding you, as well as the severity of the present global reaction. This isn't only about personal vendettas or unforeseen cosmic happenings. The fact is that you have a purpose inscribed by the divine, a precious mission on this earth that only you can complete. You were never simply another person in the throng. You were selected, handpicked for a cause that is beyond ordinary human comprehension. And when others set out to injure you, to make you feel alienated, unwanted, and unsupported, they did more than simply hurt your soul. They thwarted the blossoming of a divine design. The sorrow you felt, those times when you questioned if the cosmos genuinely cared about you, touched a deep chord in the divine. The most serious transgression they committed was persuading you to doubt the boundless, unconditional love that was always intended to protect you. That is why the cosmos reacted with such incredible speed and ferocity. The assaults on you were never just about you. They were blatant efforts to interfere with God's great plan, which elicits a direct reaction from heaven itself. These individuals believed they were just attacking an ordinary person, but they unintentionally waged war on the very powers of fate. That is why individuals are being eliminated from your life in such drastic and final ways. The cosmos had to intervene to demonstrate, without all question, that you are not only protected, but discreetly and ferociously guarded. You were never intended to bear the anguish, instability, or terror that these assaults caused in your life. The divine realm is now making it obvious that you are valued, adored, and not to be taken lightly. Consider a group of spiritual warriors, figures clothed in black, ferocious, quiet, and unshakable. They are removing every impediment in your way and demolishing every trap laid by your foes before you are even aware of the threat. This is more than just basic protection. It is a full-fledged, heavenly special ops mission to get you ready for a quantum jump in your life. These forces are working hard behind the scenes to ensure that nothing and no one can stand in the way of your advancement. It's like having an elite spiritual security detail that not only protects you, but actively eliminates dangers and opens doors for you that were previously welded shut. The way ahead is being mysteriously smoothed over, making your transition to the next level as painless as possible. As you enter this powerful new chapter, Spirit is providing you with important counsel about your relationships and limits. If you genuinely want to capitalize on this great wave of prosperity and riches, Spirit strongly advises you to remain unmarried for the time being. Do not be sidetracked by transitory romances or give up your valuable energy to anybody who may be unable to keep up with where you are headed. You are now on a tremendous upward trajectory, a money train with unstoppable velocity, and it is up to you to ride it all the way to your target. Only when you've arrived and are completely comfortable in your new world of plenty can you contemplate inviting someone into your inner circle. When you decide to open your heart anew, your expectations must increase to meet your new reality. You are going to be treated like royalty in your work, earning more than you have ever earned and living with a feeling of dignity and self-respect you have never experienced. This implies that in your personal life, you can only accept the same level of dignity, respect, and real love. No more lowering your standards to accommodate others who lack the same enthusiasm, desire, or ethics. And you should never, ever contact ex-partners or others from your past who failed to help you throughout your troubles. No matter how good things become or how much you want to share your blessings, remember that they were not there for you along the way. Therefore, they will not profit from your success at the finish line. The universe has cleared your path. Now is the moment to take it confidently, leaving behind anybody and everything that no longer serves your best benefit. You must learn the divine art of leaving people behind. This does not imply being cold-hearted or keeping grudges. It is a crucial spiritual exercise for personal development and advancement. As you achieve new levels of achievement and awareness, you will inevitably outgrow some groups of individuals. This is not an error, it is part of the divine process. When you are progressing so rapidly, certain people are only meant to be in your life for a short time to help you along the way. And now that season is ended, their function in your tale is completed. If you attempt to drag them into your next chapter, you will simply prevent yourself from completely experiencing your blessings. Recently, you may have seen folks from your past want to reconnect. There are blocked phone calls, unread texts, and odd efforts to reach out now that they see you beaming and things going well for you. But in actuality, the cosmos has already severed those energy bonds. Their calls aren't coming through. Their messages remain unanswered. Access is blocked. Their opportunity to be a part of your life came while you were battling through the storms and confronting your most difficult times. They could have provided you with support, love, and encouragement when you most needed it. But instead, they either stood by and watched you suffer or, in some instances, actively participated in your struggles. Now that they see your blessings flowing in, they want to hurry back and be a part of your success. But it's too late. The ship has departed, the bridge has burnt, and the doors have been permanently closed. What they are now feeling is a heavenly detachment. It is not just your choice. The universe has intervened to prevent them from accessing you and your high vibrational energy. Spirit is making it apparent that they are not destined to accompany you in this next, exalted stage of your life. At the same time, you will notice a tangible difference in how others regard you. Some people, possibly even those who previously underestimated or doubted you, are now truly terrified to cross you. They have seen what happens when individuals attempt to get in your way. They've seen the effects. They've felt the amount of safety you provide, and they don't want any part of the spiritual retribution. Don't be shocked if others become too courteous, go out of their way to avoid disagreement with you, or just choose to maintain their distance. This is nothing to fear or regret. When others perceive the genuine strength and safety that surrounds you, their terror turns to respect, which is exactly what you deserve after all you've been through. However, there is a more lovely aspect to this change. Your story, the fights you've fought, the betrayals you've endured, and the amazing manner you've recovered from concerted assaults, workplace strife, financial difficulties, and personal pain, will now inspire others. People will look at you and see live evidence that divine protection exists, that you can overcome even the most merciless sabotage, and that no amount of criticism will deter someone who is sincerely on their path. You are becoming a light of hope, a role model for those who must believe in miracles and perseverance. Your life now serves as a striking example of how some individuals are genuinely untouchable when they are connected with their divine purpose. This is more than simply a rehabilitation period. It is your return season, chosen one. The world is going to see your triumph, and your trip will inspire and astound everyone who watches. Your foes are crumbling one by one, each failing scheme and bad purpose dropping like dominoes, as you rise to your full, irresistible power. The same individuals who attempted to obstruct your progress are now seeing their own foundations fall into rubble. Meanwhile, you are rising, not softly or in the background, but with commanding presence, like the star you were born to be. This is merely the beginning of your winning season, and the whole world is waiting to see how far you can go. Dear Father, I pray for the deepening of my faith. Help me to believe in you even when empirical proof is lacking. Let me faith in your eternal presence, knowing that you will never hurt me. I recognize that your ideas for me are ones of prosperity rather than harm, and that they will provide me with a future and hope. Thank you, kind and everlasting Father, for always hearing my voice. I give this prayer to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your unconditional love and divine provision. I am forever thankful for your presence in my life and the richness you provide. If this video spoke to you, please like, subscribe to God Connection, and share it with others who need to hear this important message. Leave a comment below about your trip and how you're getting ready for your own victorious homecoming. Do not stop here. Watch our next video for amazing insights into the indicators that indicate you are a chosen one. We've loved sharing this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for sticking with us until the finish. Keep shining brightly and face your fate with confidence. See you next time. God Connection sends blessings to all lovely people.